Hi, I'm Andy Salveson.
And I'm Tanja Rauch-Williams.
We're with Carollo Engineers, and we put together the WEFTEC Workshop 101, which is the challenge of trace organics in wastewater. This workshop was co-sponsored by WERF. It's a really big issue. Our clients across the country and around the world are dealing with pharmaceuticals and hormones and wondering, are there toxicological issues? How do I treat them? And how do I talk to the public about them? So that's what this workshop was all about. And we're going to take a few moments and go through the different parts that you missed.
So the first presentation of the day was given by Dan Woltering, who is the Director of Research for WERF. And Dan was at the workshop to present the WERF Challenge on Trace Organics, a program that is managed by Lola Olabodi. And Dan was talking about how WERF actually goes about identifying the topics that WERF is funding and going after to help that topic and help research. So Dan went about and gave highlights of projects that WERF has been funded in the past and is currently funded. And there is a very good webpage that WERF has called the TOrC Challenge webpage, and I advise all of you to go to that webpage. There are very many links to project reports, project updates. It's a very useful resource.
After Dan, we brought in Shane Snyder. He's a professor at the University of Arizona. And Shane is one of the premier researchers on the toxicological impacts and the treatment and the detection of these trace organics. So Shane's objective was to come in and give us a history of trace organics and showed us how they've been around for a long time. We've been finding them. There's been concern throughout the last probably 40 years looking at these compounds. And what's really changed recently is our awareness of them, our ability to detect them at nanogram per liter or even lower levels. And sometimes we've been able to diagnose some ecological impacts from these compounds. Now, Shane went through and reviewed the regulatory history and where we're going, including efforts within the EPA looking at the Contaminant Count List 3, which is CCL3, the Unregulated Contaminant Monitoring Rule, which is called UCMR, and there's a recent effort out in California with the State Board and the Southern California Coastal Water Research Project. And what they're doing is they're first quantifying the trace organics that are of concern for reuse projects, including potable reuse projects. And now they're moving out and they're looking at these trace organics and how they might impact ocean discharges. So those results are still a long ways off, but we're all watching to see what happens.